What's up, Elko? What's up, Cars in the Cut? All right, boys and girls. Hope everybody's doing great. Today is Monday. Today is Memorial Day. A lot of people took the day off to pay tribute to our fallen men and women in the armed forces. To give thanks to the ones that have given the ultimate sacrifice, that have been killed in action or killed while serving the military. So want to do that, but also I was going to do a video and then I was going to post it and do a premiere. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't want to spend all that time editing and doing all that. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna do a live video. I'm gonna stay on point and I'm gonna show you, because I have actually encountered something today that I have never encountered in my 3.5 decades of working on vehicles. All right, so let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you how I figured out what happened, and I'm gonna tell you how I fixed it. All right, so behind me is a 2015, 2012, I don't know, 2012, I think it's 2012. 2012 Chevrolet Cruze LTZ Turbo. Okay, so tell you what happened. A couple days ago, was coming down the road. It was dark, had the high beams on. All of a sudden, there was no rain, no nothing, just a regular day, regular night. Coming down the road, both high beams were on. All of a sudden, the lights go out. No high beams. Automatically shifted over to low beam, have low beam headlights. Pull over, flip the little lever for the high beams to come back on. The little blue indicator light comes on in the dash, but no lights. Both lights, the driver's side and the passenger side, is completely out. Okay. All right. Put it on low beam, put the fog lights on, come home. Go to the parts store. I said, it's either a fuse or it's either a relay. It's possible it could be the bulb, but I have never experienced both bulbs going out at the same time. All right. On vehicles, you have a high circuit and you have a low circuit. You have a high beam circuit and you have a low beam circuit. So you have a fuse for your high beam side and you have a fuse for your low beam side. All right. You also have two relays. You have a relay for the high beam side and you have a relay for the low beam side. You actually have bulbs that has a high beam side and a low beam side. Okay. All right. So this is what the relay looks like. This is GM. I can't speak for nothing else, but you can look. But this is usually what the relay looks like for the high beam or the low beam. Yeah, the control unit, but if the control unit was bad, you wouldn't have low beam. That's a good point. The control unit controls the high beam and the low beam in this particular car. Other cars might be different, but this particular car, the control unit controls both the high beam and the low beam. It is possible that one side of that circuit is out and not letting the other circuit work. It is highly possible. Anything's possible. After the day, anything is possible, okay? But the first thing you need to do is think simple. Don't think the worst thing right out the gate, okay? The first thing would be to check your fuses. I'm gonna show you where this stuff's at. Check your fuses. There's two 10-amp fuses. One fuse for the high side, one fuse for the low side. I checked the high side, the fuse was good. I checked the low side, the fuse was good. I even switched the fuses. I put the high beam, I put the high beam 10 amp fuse in the low beam circuit. I put the low beam circuit 10 amp fuse into the high beam. By doing that, if I switched the fuses and the problem moved to the low beam side versus the high beam side, that tells me that the fuse looked good, but it was bad. Now, if you have a test light or a test meter, you can test the fuses by touching the ends to see if you have continuity or you have resistance. If you don't have a test light or a fuse, or a test light or an ohm meter, you can take this fuse. The low beam was working. We know that. The high beam was not working. So we looked at the fuse. The fuse looked like it was good, but that doesn't mean that it is good. So if you take that fuse and swap it one for the other and your problem chases, now let's say that I switch the fuses and I have no low beam, but I have high beam, that tells me that the fuse is bad and I need to replace the fuse. I did that. I have test meters and I have all that, but I swapped the fuse to see. Quick fix. The problem didn't move. I still had low beam, no high beam. Okay. So that is that. I'm going to show you after I tell you. I'm going to show you after I tell you, okay? And then we'll go back through it. Now, the next thing is you have a high beam relay and a low beam relay, okay? Here's the relay, right? Here's the relay, okay? This is the relay. This is a brand new one. But you can take that. Boy, I apologize, man. I don't know how the hell a damn telemarketer can get through when you ain't got no signal. So this is a relay, all right? You got a high beam relay and a low beam relay. Yeah, I stopped talking when the screen went black. My phone is in do not disturb and it's on Wi-Fi only, and I still got a damn telemarketer through. So aggravating. All right, to recap what I was saying before we got cut off. This is a relay, a headlight relay. This relay can be used for a lot of things, but this is a headlight relay, okay? So I picked up a new relay. I picked up 2 bulbs and a pack of fuses before I came home, okay? So I got it all covered, right? When I get home, I pull the fuse out. I pull the 10 amp fuse of this one and the 10, and I swap them. The problem didn't change. I still had low beam, no high beam. I took the relay out of the high beam side and the relay out of the low beam side, and I swapped them. The problem stayed. Still had low beam, no high beam. Interesting. All right, so we checked the fuses. The fuses are good. Check the relays are good, so I don't need this relay. I can take it back and get my money back. So now I'm thinking, okay, so it's not the fuses and it's not the relay. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. So I went inside the compartment. I went inside the car compartment. I pulled the fuse panel down and I looked if there was anything in that fuse panel that was related to the headlights. I looked and checked the wire schematic. There was nothing that relayed with each other inside. So everything is under the hood, and I'm going to show you. So then I said, well, you know what? Let's take one of the bulbs out and look at the bulb and see what the bulb looks like. So I took the bulb out on the I took the bulb out on the passenger side, and I took the bulb out and I looked at it, and it looked like it was okay. By looking at it like this, it looks like it's okay, right? Here's another tip. When you're messing with these bulbs, you need to put on gloves. You do not need to touch this filament with your hands, because the oils and the salts from your hands and the sweat will, once it gets on this glass and this glass heats up and they heat up, it's going to burn and it's going to make the bulb go out. Okay, so do not touch the bulb with your bare hands. Put on gloves. These bulbs are no good. And let me show you. If you can't see it, you can't see it. hold on, let me see. Yeah, you can't see it, but right there at the corner of that bulb, that filament is not touching each other. That filament wire is tungsten. Most of the time it's tungsten. And the gas inside this is inert gas. That's how that thing can burn without burning out. But then once it burns out, it's no good. Okay? That bulb looks, when you look at it really, really good, is bad. So what I did was, I took a brand new bulb, which is a H13, right? And I plugged it up into the light bulb socket. I turned it on. Guess what? I got high beam and I got low beam. So that tells me that my fuses was good, my relay was good, my bulb was bad. I changed the bulb out on the passenger side and I had low and high beam. But the driver's side, I only had low beam and no high beam. In my 3.5 decades of working, I have never had 2 bulbs go out at the exact same time. Now, this is the bulb on the passenger side. Here's the bulb on the driver's side. I pulled the bulb out. And I go to looking at the bulb. Hold on a second. I think I showed you wrong. Yep, I showed y'all wrong. I got them mixed up. This is the bulb on the passenger side. If you look really, 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 really close, you can see the filament spring is off of the bulb, right? Right? So this one is the passenger side bulb. I plugged the new bulb up. I turn it on. I got high beam and low beam on the new bulb on the passenger side. You're right, Elko. So this is the driver's side bulb. And if you look at the bulb and you look at the filament, everything looks good inside there. Everything looks copacetic. Everything looks good. And I'm thinking to myself, that looks like it's good. Right? So this bulb is plugged up into the wiring harness, right? So I'm going to show you how to take the wiring harness off. You got a security clip, you got a slide, and you mash the lever and you pull it out. I went to flip the security clip and grab the bulb with my gloves on right there, and I go to pull the plug out of this plug. You can't make this up. The glue has separated from this bulb housing, and it wasn't making a connection. This is why the driver's side bulb was not working. That came unglued. So it wasn't even, when I pulled this, this was still in the headlight housing. This wasn't even all the way on there. It wasn't even on there. I know cars in the cut, right? I have never had this happen. So when I plugged the light back up and pushed this in, the high beam come on. The glue has separated from the plug, from the housing, and it come out. I have never had that happen, ever. 2 bulbs going out at the exact same time. This one, the filament burned out. This one, the glue separated and it came apart. Now, after I've showed you all that, now I'm going to take you to the car and we're going to do a recap and I'm going to show you everything that I just told you, okay? So now I just give you the instructions. Now I'm going to give you the visual. Let's go out here and take a walk out here and check it out. All right, so here we go. All right. All right. So this right here is the driver's side. All right, you see this clip right here? This security clip? You have to push that gray clip down and then pull this gray part back. See how I done that? You see how that slides back? Once that slides back, then you push the green button down and it unplugs. See that? That's the security. That keeps it from coming out going down the road. So when you put it back together, you put it back together like that, and then you push this in, and then you hear it click, that's locked. All right? Okay? Now, let's flip this over, and I'm going to show you. All right? Right here, okay? Pin number 37. High beam, right side, 10 amps. 37. 10 amp fuse, number 37. That's the high beam circuit on that side, and then you come right over here. You got high beam, left side. That's the next one, right next to it. Bam. Okay? That's that. Okay? This is your high beam relay. Okay? That is your relay right there. That relay's good, and that's a GM relay. So now when you come over here to the car, and I turn my headlights on, you see my headlights are on. All right? There's my low beams. I come right over here. I flip my little lever till my blue dot comes on my dash. And now I got high beams. All right? High beams out. Headlights are on. Turn my lights off. So, that deserves some YouTube content. I have never, in 35 years of working on vehicles, have had that happen to me. So, I always think simple. Always think simple. All right, boys and girls. I got somebody here. I got a delivery. I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Maybe this helps somebody out. Remember I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, some chicken grease.